So good afternoon all. In today's class, we are going to discuss about the tuple data type and set data type. So today's agenda, we are going to discuss about tuple data type and set data type. In previous classes, we discussed about string data type. String data type. After that, we discussed about list data type. And we saw so many example programs by using these data types. These two data types are very important when you are writing the programs. In all the programs, we are going to use strings and lists. Okay. Now, in today class, we are going to see another two data types. One is tuple, another one is set data type. So, what is a tuple data type? The tuple data type in Python. Python tuple is used to store the sequence of immutable Python objects. Immutable Python objects. If you see this definition, it is similar to list definition. So what is the list? So list is also used to store the sequence of elements only. So for example, I am defining this L equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Now the type of the L is list. The type of the L is list. Now, if I define a tuple, so for example, the tuple also the 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So this is the tuple. Now, what is a tuple? Python tuple is used to store sequence of immutable Python objects. So now, what is immutable and what is immutable? What is immutable means if you assign the data to a variable here, the data elements are assigned to a variable L. After that, if you able to change the content of these elements, content of this data, then we say that it is immutable. What it means? L equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the indexes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I want to change L of 2. L of 2 equals to 10. L of 2 equals to 10. So the L of 2 value 3. If I am able to change this value, then we say that the data is mutable. Then we say that that is mutable object. If I try to assign L of 2 equals to 10, then if it returns any error, then we call this as a immutable object. Immutable object. I hope you all are understand what is mutable and what is immutable. So mutable is nothing but after the creation of the object, you are able to change the content in that object, then we say that that is a mutable object. Immutable object is nothing but once you create the object, you cannot change the content of the object, then we say that that is an immutable object. Okay, now you all are understand that the list and tuple, so both are the same. Both are the same. So these two data types we are going to use to store the elements sequentially. But what is the difference between list and tuple means? The only difference is the list is mutable. The list is mutable. So coming to tuple, the tuple is immutable. The tuple is immutable. Okay. Now, how we can create a tuple? A tuple can be enclosed with the small brackets. Small brackets. So how we create a list? By using square brackets. If you define like this, square brackets, then this is the list data type. List data type. If you create a data type by using the small brackets, then it is tuple. Okay. So example, T1 equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. This is the tuple. So 1 comma call is 12.34. So this is also tuple. We can define the tuple in three ways. in three ways. The first one is, so this is the by using small brackets. I create like this t1 equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So this is the one way to create the tuple. On second way, so for example t2 equals to, if I write like this, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 without brackets, then also the t2 is a tuple. Another way is that if there is a list L equals to 1 2 3, now t3 equals to tuple of, the tuple is a function name, tuple of L. Now this L object is the argument here. Now the contents are changed as a tuple and the t3 object is created. Okay, in this way we are going to create the tuple. So what is a tuple? A tuple is a sequence of immutable Python objects. The list is mutable, the tuple is immutable. The list is created with the help of square brackets, the tuple is created with the help of small brackets. You create the tuple in three ways. You directly initiate, or you are going to define without the brackets also, and by using the tuple function also you are going to define the tuple. Okay, now we see tuple. So this the, I'm taking t equals to small brackets. Is it visible to everyone? Anyone please give the response in the chat box. Is it visible? Okay. Okay. I'm defining a tuple. So how I define a tuple? By using brackets, small brackets. T1 equals to, by using small brackets, I'm defining 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. And I am defining a list L. L equals to 12 comma 67 comma 45 comma 34. Okay. So print T1, print L, print type of T1, print type of L, to execute this program. Okay, so this is the T1, so this is the L. The type of T1 is tuple, the type of L is list. Okay, so now we are going to see second type. For example, I am defining T2 equals to 23 comma 34 comma 56. Now print T2, print type of T2, type of T2. Observe this the tuple. So T2 define like this, 23 comma 34 comma 56. Okay, I define another tuple T3 equals to list tuple function by using the tuple function tuple of L, tuple of L. Print T3, print type of T3. Okay, so this is the T3 and the class is tuple. Okay, and what is the difference between list and the tuple? List can mutable. List can mutable. Here, if you observe that this is the L and T1. So these two are the list and tuple. Let's do it. Okay, these are the list and tuple. T1 is tuple, L is the list. Now, I change L of 2. L of 2 equals to 22. 22. and I try to change T1 of 2, T1 of 2 equals to 22. Now I execute this. Observe that here we get the error message. So why? The tuple is immutable. Once you create the object, you cannot change the content. You cannot change the content. If you print L here, print L, print L. Here, L of 2 is changed as 22 here. L of 2 is changed as 22. Why? The list is mutable. The tuple is immutable. Okay, I hope you all are understand the difference between mutable and immutable. Next, so these are the some of the operations you are going to perform on tuples. The first one is concatenation operator. So concatenation operator. So for example, you are going to take any two tuples. You are going to combine these tuples with the help of plus. So for example, T1 equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the one tuple. So T2 equals to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is another tuple. Now you're going to take another tuple T3 equals to T1 plus T2. T1 plus T2. So what is the T3 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are stored in the tuple T3. Okay. So similarly, repetition operator. The repetition operator. So this is the asterisk. So T4 equals to so T1 into 3. So T1 into 3. That means 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5 stores 3 times. Iterations. So how we can iterate the elements in the tuple? By using for loop. By using for loop for I in T. I in, for example, T1. I in T1. The print I value. So print I. For I in T1, so print I. In first iteration, what is the value of the I? 1. In second iteration, 2. In third iteration, 3. And so on. Okay. So convert a list into the tuple. So how we can convert a list into the tuple? So by using tuple function. So directly are going to use tuple of the list name L. Now the list is converted as a tuple. Slicing operators. What is the slicing operator? Square brackets we are going to use for slicing. And the length function. By using this function, you are going to find the length of the tuple. The length of the tuple. The print length of T1. Now it prints so 5 as the answer. What is the length means? It returns the length of the tuple. How many elements are stored in this tuple? That will be written by the length function. Count function. So count is nothing but, so for example, I want to know that a particular element, how many times are there in the element. So by using this count function, you're going to count a particular element in a tuple. So similarly, max function, you're going to use to find maximum number in the tuple. And by using this min function, you're going to find the minimum number in the tuple. Okay. So now we are going to execute the program regarding these functions. I am taking two tuples. T1 equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and T2 equals to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so print type of T1, print type of T2. Okay, so now I'm going to use concatenation. Concatenation operator. What is the concatenation operator? Plus the T3. I'm taking T3. T3 equals to T1 plus T2. T1 plus T2. So print T3. Print T3. And next one, the repetition operator. Operator. What is the repetition operator? Asterisk. So T4 equals to So T1 into 3. So T1 into 3. So print T4. Okay. Next, repetition, iteration. How we can iterate by using for loop. For example, for I in T1, I in T1, print I, print I. First we execute these three things. Okay. So this is the T3 concatenation. So these are the T4. So that is T4 equals T1 into 3. So what is the T1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a repetition here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are the elements we display with the help of for loop. In each iteration, take the first value in the tuple. In first iteration 1, second iteration 2, and so on. So now we see slicing. Okay. So I'm going to print T4, T4, 2 to 9. Everyone please give the response in the chat box. What is the expected output for this? So print T4, 2 to 9. I hope you all are know the slicing. What is the T4 here? The T4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seems like this. Okay, this is the T4. Now, I display set 2 to 9. So 2 means 0, 1, 2. That means 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 is the answer. So 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Zero, 1, 2 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the answer. And similarly, if I give step 2 here, step 2. Now, the 3, 5, 2, 4. So this is the answer 3, 5, 2, 4. And how we can access a tuple from backward from reverse order? So how we can access a tuple or a list or a string in reverse order colon minus 1. So this is very important. In previous classes also we discussed about this. So how we can access a tuple or a string or a list in reverse order means colon minus 1. So how we can access a tuple in reverse order means colon minus 1. So for example here the T4. Wait. So this is the T4. So reverse order is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is the reverse order. If I give minus 2 here, minus 2. Now expected output is so 5, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 1. So why? The step is just wait. Okay. Anybody have any doubts in slicing? Unmute yourself, ask me, or place your doubt in the chat box. Somebody raise hand. Anybody have any doubts? Okay. So this is about slicing. Now, how to find the length of the tuple? Length of the tuple by using length function. So print length of length of t1. Print length of t1. And print the length of the t1, that is 5. And similarly count. So for example here 1 2 3 4 5 comma 2 comma 3 comma 1. So this is the tuple t1. The length is 8 now. Now I want to count the number of ones in the tuple t1. How? So by using count function, t1 dot count t1 dot count 1. That's it. So how many times 1 are in t1? 2 times. So it returns 2 as output. If I change like this, comma 1 comma 1 comma 1. Now it returns the 5 as an output. It counts the number of ones in the tuple t1. Okay. Now the max function. The max function we are going to use to find maximum number in the list. So you are going to use max of t1. Max of t1. And similarly, the print min of t1. The min of t1. That means maximum number and minimum number. The maximum number in the t1 is 5. The minimum number in the tuple t1 is 1. Okay. So this is about tuple. Anybody have any doubt about tuple data type? Anybody have doubt regarding tuple data type? Okay. So let us move to next topic. Set data type. Set data type. A set can be defined as the unordered collection of various items enclosed within the curly braces. Curly braces. So how we can define a list? List is defined with the help of square brackets. Square brackets. How we define a tuple? Tuple is defined with the help of small brackets. Small brackets. So how we are going to define a set? The set is defined with the help of curly braces. Curly brackets. If you define the 1 comma 2 comma 3 in square brackets, then it is the list data type. If I define 1 comma 2 comma 3 in small brackets, then it is tuple. If I define 1 comma 2 comma 3 in flower bracket, then it is set data type. Okay, so what is a set? A set can be defined as the unordered collection of various items. Unordered collection. What is the unordered collection? So coming to list and tuple, these are the ordered collection. That means if I define any number 11, 12, 13, so these are the index of 11 is 0, the index of 12 is 1, the index of 13 is 2. But coming to if I define so any set, if I define these elements as a set, then there is no index for these elements. These are unordered collection of various items. So these are defined with the help of curly braces. The elements of the set can be not duplicate. This is very important point regarding the set. The elements of the set cannot be duplicate. If I define a set like this, 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma 1. Now how many elements are in this set? 4? No, it is wrong. It's only one element. Why? The duplicates are not allowed in the duplicates are not allowed in sets. Set element cannot be accessed with the help of index. Why? It is unordered collection of various items. These are unordered, so we cannot access these elements with the help of index. With the help of index. So, this is the example how we can define a set. S equals to, so 1 2 3 4 5. So how we can define a set means by using the curly brackets. By using curly brackets. Now we are going to see. So how we can define a set? By using curly brackets. Equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Now if I print, yes, it prints the set and print type of yes, type of yes. So this is the set 1 2 3 4 and the type of the yes is set. Okay, so how we can define a list? The list is defined with the help of square brackets. How we can define a tuple? The tuple is defined with the help of small brackets. Okay, and now we are going to see, just wait, yes, let's L equals to 11 22 33. So this is the L. Now I want to print L of 0, L of 0. So what is the expected output? It prints, so 11 as a output. It prints 11 as a output. Okay, why? So these are the ordered. But coming to set, these are unordered elements. If I try to print S of 0, S of 0, S of 0, just S of 0. Now it returns error. Okay, you observe that set object is not subscriptable. Why? So set is a unordered elements. In set, you are going to store unordered collection of various items. We cannot access with the help of index. We cannot access the set elements with the help of index. If you try to access, then it returns error. Okay, here in this example, I try to access this L with the help of the index S of 0. Now it returns an error. Okay. So now you see another point. So duplicates are not allowed into the set. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is no duplications. Now I define with some duplications. 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma. So 11, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So now, so this is the set. By using the same numbers, I define a list also. L equals to this. Okay. So here I'm going to print L also. You observe that. So this is the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4. But coming to set, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, I assign these values 1, 2, 3, 4, but so these values are not in the set. So why? Set does not allow duplicate values. So duplicate values, this is very important point. So this we are going to use in many programs. If you want to find unique numbers, so then we are going to use this S value. So S equals to, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4. I assign the numbers like this, but when I print the S, it prints only unique numbers. The duplicates are eliminated here. If you observe that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. The duplicate values are so not considered here. So Next one, set data type. The functions here we are going to see some of the functions by using set data type. Okay. So first we are going to see iteration. So for example, I'm using for loop for I in yes. For I in yes, I'm going to print I value. It prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. So duplicates are not allowed. So next one, so convert a list into the set. So how we can convert a list? So for example, I'm defining a list L equals to CRR college 10 23.45. So this is the list. Now I want to convert this list into set. How? Simply S1 equals to set of L. That's it. Set of L. If this list have any duplicates, for example, 10 two times in the list, the 10 two times in the list. When I am converting this list into the set with the help of the set function, the duplicates are not allowed. If I print L here, the print L and print S1, the print S1. You observe that? So this is the list L. CRR college 10, 23.34, 10. When I convert this list L with the help of the set function, now the list is converted into the set. So the duplications are not allowed. Next one, adding a new element into set. Adding a new element into set. How we can add a new element means by using add function. So for example, so this is the S1. For this S1, I am going to add S1 dot add triple U. Add triple U. Now, if I print S1, print S1. Here the triple U. Okay. So how we can add a new element into set? So by using add function. And how to add more elements? So here I add only so triple E. For example, I want to add some more elements at a time. How I can add, for example, the S1 dot update. In this case, we are going to use update function. Update. In this, I'm going to give like this: CSE, ECE, mechanical, and civil. Okay. Press. So print S1. Okay. If you observe that here, we can add some more elements with the help of update. With the help of update function, you can add the more elements to tuple. The add function we are going to use to add one element to set, and by using this update function, we are going to add more than one element to the list. Element to set. So next one, so removing items from list. Removing items. How we can remove the items from the list? So by using two functions. Those functions are, one is discard. The first function is discard, and another one is remove functions. Okay. So first we are going to see the discard function. We're going to take this as a yes. Delete remaining. So print yes. So how we can define a set? by using curly brackets. Okay. Okay. Now I want to remove CRR here. I want to remove CRR here. How? S1 dot, so S dot discard CRR, print yes here. Okay, so CRR was removed from the set. Now if I try to discard S dot discard engineering, I'm going to print yes here. Okay, what happened here? So discard CRR, the CRR in the yes, so it is discarded and it print yes. Okay, so coming to next one, yes dot discard engineering. The engineering not in this yes, so it does not return any value and it execute next instruction. Next instruction. For example, instead of discard, if I use remove, if I use remove, the remove function, and we execute we get the same output. We get the same output. So by using remove function also, we are going to remove the element from the set. But if the element is not found, then it returns the error. In previous case, we don't get any error. But when we use the remove function to remove an element in the set, if the element is not found, then it returns the error. Okay, so these are the two functions we are going to use to remove the elements from the list. Another function is there, that is pop. Yes dot pop, print yes. Yes dot pop, print yes. Yes. Okay, so the 10 is deleted. 10 is deleted. If I apply the pop one more time, now college is deleted. In first iteration, so 10, in second iteration, college. Okay. So next one, mathematical functions. Here we're discussing about set data type. So when we discuss about the sets, we are going to discuss about union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference. Okay, what is a union? It's a union of two sets. That means the common numbers in both the sets we call as a union. The numbers in the first set and the numbers in the second set. Intersection is the common numbers or common elements in both the sets. So difference is nothing but we eliminate the same numbers and we print the numbers in the set A. So symmetric difference is nothing but we eliminate the common numbers and we are going to print the elements in both the set A and B. Okay, so this is A union B. So for example, we are taking any sets. See with example. Here I am taking two sets. S1 equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. S2 equals to 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. Now everyone please give the response in the chat box. What is S1 union S2? S1 union S2. Print S1 dot union S2. Union S2. All the elements in both the sets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here the 2 is common. So 2 and 5. So these two are the common. When you are print intersection, then 2 and 5 are the answer. Intersection. Okay. So 2 and 5 are intersection. That means the common elements in the set 1 and set 2. Now, the print s1 dot difference s2. Now, what is the expected output? So 2, 5 are common. So 1, 3, 4, 6 in set 1, S1 is the output. 1, 3, 4, 6. So 1, 3, 4, 6 is the output. Symmetric difference. So print so S1 dot symmetric difference S2. So 1, 3, 4, 6 in set 1 and the remaining number 7, 8, 9 in set 2. Okay. Instead of these union intersection difference and symmetric difference, we are going to use some other operators also. Instead of this union, you are going to use OR operator. OR operator. We have chosen here. So S1 or S2. S1 or S2. Okay. So this is also equals to union only. And for intersection, you are going to use AND operation. S1 and S2. For difference, we are going to use minus operator. S1 minus S2. S1 minus S2. And similarly for symmetric difference, we are going to use cap operator. Okay, we execute the same program. If you observe that, so this is the union. So this is also union. We print with the help of S1 or S2. So these two are the intersection. So these two are the difference. So these two are the symmetric difference. Okay. So these are the different mathematical functions you are going to apply on sets. And next one, frozen sets. Frozen sets. So what is frozen set? So coming to list and tuple. The list and tuple. We take a list and a tuple. Now everyone please give the response in the chat box. What is the difference between these two? What is the difference between these two data types, list and tuple? The list and tuple. What is the difference between list and tuple? So list is a mutable. List is a mutable. So tuple is immutable. So tuple is immutable. We cannot change the objects in the tuple. Once we assign, we cannot change the objects in the tuple. Similarly, sets. So for example, you take a set. If I define this set, it is mutable. You can change the contents of this set with the help of the some functions. You can change. So it is mutable. For example, if you convert this S as a frozen set, so by using frozen set function, we convert the set into frozen set. Now, so this frozen set is immutable. So this frozen set is immutable. What is the frozen set? Frozen sets are immutable. We cannot change the objects of this frozen set. For example, s equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So s equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So s dot add 6. Now the 6 is add to this set s. If I convert this s, set s as a frozen set, if I apply f dot add 7, then it returns error. Why? The frozen sets are immutable. The frozen sets are immutable. The data objects we cannot change. Okay, so we execute the program. Okay, so this is the S1 set. Here I add S1 dot add 7. Add 7. I print S1. So before adding the number, after adding the number, print S1. Okay, this is the output. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After appending, it prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I convert this S1 as a frozen set. For example, F equals to frozen set. Just wait. Frozen set of S1. So print F. So print F. So this is the F. Frozen set. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now if you observe that, so this is changed as immutable. If you observe that this is the small brackets, that means we cannot change the content of this frozen set. If I try to add f dot add 10, add 10, now it returns an error. Frozen set object has no attribute, add here. That means this frozen set is immutable, cannot change the content of the frozen set. Okay, so this is about tuple and sets in Python. So thank you all. In tomorrow class, we are going to discuss about dictionaries. Thank you all.